Almost missed this place, and all the holes in the walls.
Repairing reality doesn't leave a lot of time for repairing walls. At least until someone falls through a hole in the floor. Random example.
Nowhere else to go, Ike decides to travel to the town to see if there's any validity to the story. When Ike reaches Silent Hill, he immediately falls in love, finding his artistic inspiration.
Okay, see those two power crystals? The ones.
Okay, new power crystal is in.
Great! And the artifact didn't collapse the room.
Forgot how much fun the whole veil jumper thing is.
Safer than fighting gods, at least.
Point taken.
Tries to leave Silent Hill to confront his agent, but finds he's lost.
And there we go.
So it's calmed now?
Should be, and it'll stay that way for a while. And in the meantime, it won't tear up in reality. Okay, let's keep going.
Sure, sounds good.
When they overstay their welcome, he tries to get them to leave, but they lock him up. While he's sequestered, the cheerleaders are attacked and two are captured. Cheryl lets Ike out, and they go to the bowling alley to try to save the girls. The cheerleaders use found weapons to fight the monsters, and Ike scurries off.
So it's nice out at least. You know, ignoring that reality itself is paper thin here.
Hard to ignore that.
Right.
But monsters follow. They fight them off and soon find the kidnapped cheerleaders, being held by the monsters. Cheryl tries to attack, but the creature overpowers her.
Great! Bring it over here and put it in the socket.
Stop painting and they need to be monsters. She anchors the monsters, who live for the protection of Ike and begin to attack the portal. They run, but the girls accidentally closing the portal behind them and destroying the painting, grabbing the monsters as well as Ike inside. A few years then leave Silent Hill, with two kidnappees hide in monstrous forms.
So what did this artifact do? Before it was calmed, I mean.
It would bring flaming rocks down all around it every 30 minutes. And for some reason, you'd hear chanting while it did it. Not sure what that was about.
Simply something special. Gotta have a lot.
Okay, reserves replaced, which means there. Everything's looking good. Thank you, by the way, for helping out. You have better things to do, I know.
I'm happy to help. Besides, you're fun to spend time with.
Really? Oh, I mean, that's so nice. I like spending time with you, too. Okay, one more to go. Not too far now. Thank you for giving me this chance to help people.
You were already kind of doing that as a veil jumper.
Sorta, but it was never as big, you know? As grand. Helping or helping lots of people everywhere. I like that.
One of his officers was murdered inside after being led there by a fake 911 call. Meanwhile, a strange man with long white hair was silently watches on. Douglas ignores him and sees this cop killer as his next big scoop, so he gets to work. Back at the newsroom, Douglas receives a package from an unpaid sender, containing a journal of a child. Inside, there's drawings of several monsters, and Douglas then envisions the journal surrounding tendrils and attacking. Douglas snaps to and tries to piece everything together, finding the phrase, "They are hungry," multiple times. Douglas goes to the home of the return address of the package and finds an old woman in his bed. Recognizes the handwriting on the label and tells him it's from a man who she describes as the man with the white hair Douglas had seen earlier. Clara explains that Whitney had been renting a room from her.
I never really got the hang of calming artifacts.
Once saw him
I
walking
heard you
away,
preferred a
late talking
more
to a
direct.
woman.
Hey,
Douglas
Rook.
axes around
What do you need?
stories and
Never mind.
and everyone's suffering from an insane
Found the other crystal.
Douglas sees Rose
Slotted
and
in.
follows her, but after she heads underground, he's attacked by a seemingly homeless man who rambles about the horror to suffering called Sam. Douglas is rescued by Whitney, who only and kills the attacker. He tells Douglas that he doesn't plan to kill him up the defense, but this will elaborate before he falls off. Afterwards, Douglas starts to feel the hunger himself, but he's able to overcome it and get back to work on his story. As he returns to his office, however,
Done.
the sky turns gray and a heavy fog rolls into the town. He tries to contact
You
Rosie
okay?
and finds that she's gone missing. Soon
Oh,
gets
I'm
hold of her
fine.
and
Or
finds that
will
he's
be.
actually listening
It takes
to
a lot
from
out of
one
you,
call
all
that
those little
the
magic
officers
bits.
keep making in
Not
house.
hard, just
Douglas runs to the
exhausting.
house and finds
But it
Sharon
needs to be
and
done, and done right.
Whately at gunpoint. Whately shows Douglas a vision of what the murdered officer saw in his final moments. Rosie being held as a sacrifice. Suddenly, a tentacle shoots out of Whately's mouth and he kills the sheriff.
Right.
Whately explains
Keeping
that he
Arlithan
killed
from
the sheriff
disintegrating was a
simply
big
once
part of why
to
I joined
fulfill his
up.
role,
But
this
other
is
Veiled
the
Jumpers can do
jumper
this.
satiated.
Why not let them?
Douglas takes the sheriff's gun and
Because
runs off to find
maybe
Rosie.
then
While
I
finding
can
the
make up
success
for
of
it.
Silent Hill, he acted more and more violently
Make up for
as
what?
monsters begin to descend from the sky.
For not
Which
being
killed
good
Douglas
enough?
better.
When it counted?
Douglas sees Rosie once again
I'm sorry,
and follows
I
her
can't.
to the library.
Not right now.
He speaks with her, but finds that she doesn't recognize him at all. She points him to a file written by Dr. Pinkman, which details experiments he had been running on fertile young women to try to find a Victorian child or something. Rosie then transforms into a monster, and Douglas realizes it's just another one of Whately's lies. She knocks him down, and he finds a book called The Book of Samael, A History of Silent Hill, written by
Laura,
Whately, although he's never read the book in his life. Douglas
brother.
learns from the monster and reaches Brookhaven
What?
Hospital, where he finds Hankman's office. The doctor
Back
reveals that
there.
he had been trying to find a young woman.
You asked me why I
born
did
as God,
this.
Samael.
Why I put myself
As
out
Douglas
here.
strikes the doctor, Whately arrives
For
and
him.
takes his gun and teleports him out of the
For my
hospital.
brother.
Douglas looks around and views a
Wherever he is.
landscape of the town, and Whately offers Douglas a life as Samael's servant.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up.
In the Book of Samael.
It's okay.
His other option is to stay
Well,
in this
no,
house
it's
Silent
not
Hill
okay.
for eternity with his
But
love
not
Rosie
because of
2
you.
years before. Douglas decides to fulfill his hunger for the
Syrian.
truth behind the other world,
That was his
as
name.
well as his desire to stay with
We were the
Rosie.
same,
To
you
do
know?
this, he realizes
In a lot
he
of
must
ways.
die and be reborn.
We wanted to
So
learn
he lets his
everything.
demonic Rosie rip out
About
his throat
Albanon,
and
the
satiate
magic,
her own
the
hunger
people,
in the process.
all of it.
At
We
some
heard
point in
about the
time,
Notister
famous
Thalin.
psychiatrist
Figured
Troy
it had the
Everett
answers.
goes for taking
Or
patients after
some
his
of
wife,
them.
Juliana, committed
Then
suicide.
Arlithan started going
One day,
wrong.
his colleague Phil comes
I
to a
joined the
patient
Veiled
named
Jumpers
Deanne
to help
Tice,
people.
who he finally agrees
And
to
he
treat.
kept looking,
Lynn
kept putting
notes
himself in
suffered some
danger.
apparent trauma when she visited Silent Hill on a
It
vacation.
should have been safe.
After a year of treatment,
I
she
know,
is
I
seeing
checked that
progress.
artifact
As
3
the treatment's
times.
over, he also
I
notices
guess it
that
should have been
David Method's
4.
work on the girl.
Artifact
As a
started
traumatic
pulsing. He was too
experience,
close. I couldn't find my way in.
Silent Hill to let her face what happened to her.
They called him a
As Troy
hero.
helps Lynn out of his car,
Wanted to make a
he's
statue.
shocked to find a bloody
They thought it would
above
make
the
it all
street,
okay.
and nearby is a nurse, bleeding profusely from her neck, where a scalpel is sticking out. The nurse stands up, and Troy realizes it's none other than his dead wife. Troy tries to run away, but is attacked by monstrous frog-like creatures. He's able to find a nearby
It wasn't
piece of metal,
fair.
fights them off,
But it never
revealing the
is
name also
it?
seen the nurse. Troy refuses to believe what he's
Syrian
seen,
felt
and is
responsible
guilty so
for our
overwhelmed,
people,
as he blames
for
something
me.
he did for driving his wife to suicide.
My little
More
brother.
monsters appear, and Troy grabs Lynn
He
to
thought
ride
he
after
needed
his
to
car,
take care of
only
me.
to find the tire
He
slack.
called me Vora
They left the
Shivan,
safety in a nearby building, and
hummingbird,
inside they find a young
and
girl in a
Elvin.
white dress.
Said it was
one
because
that
I
Lynn
could
had
never
seen
sit
in a
still.
dream about Silent Hill, who introduces herself
But
as
he loved
Christabella.
me for it.
Christabella spots Lynn and
Said it
yells at
kept
her
him
that she
thinking,
brought the wrong one,
trying to
and
keep up.
unleashing a monster to punish her.
And he helped me too.
Lynn simply
He kept
ignores
me
the monster, which
focused,
slightly
anchored.
annoys Christabella, who states that Faye let Lynn get footage of
And
Silent
now
Hill
he's gone.
and allowed her to leave so that she would
Because
bring
I wasn't
others
good
back
enough.
to the town. She never uploaded the
It's
footage to the
not
internet,
your
and only
fault.
brought Troy, who
You
she
have
is
to know
very
that.
impressed with. As Christabella goes to finally kill Lynn,
Why
a
does
man
it
with
feel
a gun
like it
shows up,
was?
one that Lynn had also seen in
You
her
lost
dreams.
someone
Troy
important.
recognizes him as a man named
Guilt's part of
Lorenzo,
that.
who shouldn't be alive.
But if you don't learn to get past it,
Grabs, and she shoots
you'll
Christabella
drown.
in the eye, who simply walks away north.
I wish
She leaves the
it were
building,
that
and
easy.
Lynn notices the
I've
back of the
tried.
red skull is bashed in blood.
Told
West
myself
states
I
that
couldn't
Faye's
have done
right to
anything,
go way
and
back. Troy
my
pushes him out of the way
head
before
believes
grabbing
it.
Lynn and running off.
But my
The
heart
pair fight through
doesn't.
some monsters before finding another place to take shelter.
So I try to
They
make
find
up for it.
Juliana once again. She takes the
Honor
scalpel out
it.
of her neck and attacks Troy with it, forcing Lynn to
Learn about
bash
our
her across
people.
the skull to
Find
knock her
the
off.
truth.
As
Maybe
Troy
when
and
I
Lynn
do,
turn to leave,
I'll feel
Juliana
it.
reveals that the wound on the back
Feel
of
what?
Fred's head was from Troy, who had murdered him. After they leave,
That
Troy
he
tries to
forgives
explain
me.
that Brett was a monster that deserved to die.
And
So
that I
nice
deserve
that
it.
Juliana must have killed herself when she found out that Troy was just as much of a
We should
monster.
head back.
They are then chased by more actual monsters before finding the
Rook.
bridge out of town. They are stopped by Christabella and a monstrous
Thank
manifestation
you
of Brett. They try to
for
fight the
being here.
monsters off, but are unsuccessful, prompting Troy to offer himself up in exchange for Luke's freedom. And Christabella takes the offer.
I'm a black elf.
As she reaches the other side, a couple in a car pick her up and drive her away from Silent Hill. Later, Christabella reveals that she had been recording Troy's death and later adults watch the tape. One of them, called Clown, reveals that he took the tape from Lily when she was at the hospital the year prior, but that the contents of it had changed since he originally watched it. Seeing something of interest, Clown's girlfriend Lauren states that they need to go to Silent Hill themselves. The group arrives in Silent Hill with Camp Lauren reveals that she saw symbols on the tape that matched the tome she read containing invocations to raise spirits, or even gods. She states that there were 6 demons' names written on the walls of the video, and she figures the rest of the graffiti in town must contain the rest of this riddle. Soon after, however, a fight breaks out amongst the group, and the man who initiated the fight walks off in anger. He's then killed by Christabella, and Lauren suddenly finds herself in a dark room. There, she's confronted by a man holding a file of her darkest secrets, including feeling responsible for her younger sister's murder, before taking a strike at his chest, he begins to unload. He then awakens inside a mall, where a boy called Kane, boyfriend's brother, grabs her and kisses her, asking if she's ever been to telephone.
Nicely done, Rook.
Nice one, Lucadis.
As she swings to the roof, she's smacked over the head. As she turns, she sees Lauren, who escaped through the dangerous door. Christabella defeats the woman,
I found
calling her Big
a
Sis,
hollow statuette.
fearing that the young girl is a
They
nightmare
died holding
manifestation
this.
of her murdered sibling.
And all these hollow
Lauren takes
corpses.
to a site in
Didn't that
Clovis
spirit say
Kitchen,
something about
Christabella
Hala?
to approach the
Lauren
building,
was
which
revealed
begins
as
to
mother of the
stop her
Hala.
eyes.
The Hala is her symbol, or was anyway. These people were tracking the Hala and got lost.
Causing Lauren and her
Then,
friends to run away,
well,
despite her sister laughing at her. Elsewhere, another group of Lauren's friends fight another monster of Christabella's creation. They're able to successfully defeat it. As they recuperate, however, what remains of Troy after 50 years, their tendrils continue to his chest. Troy apologizes as he doesn't want to lose battle too. He is forced to in his current forged position. He then kills each member of the group. Meanwhile, Lauren's group escapes Christabella. They find some guns at a sporting goods store, and Kane whispers to Lauren that Clown may know about their affair. He then tries to call the other group, but Troy answers the phone instead. Troy tells her about 2 more groups of her friends that are in danger, one at the White House and one at Veilguard Elf.
Another statue.
And he forces her to
There's an
leave
elf
the
out there
village to
somewhere
allow
who
her
really
sister
likes
to live with
owls.
different boys who are secretly being used by child abductors. Murder Christabella
Look
and
at that.
Lauren is able to escape the vision with the help of her friends, and they split up to go to the lighthouse and the school to see the rest of her friends.
Trouble ahead.
And as Clown and Lauren drive off, they're attacked from the house. And Lauren is working
nice one, Rook.
for the weapon abilities. Christabella's monsters protect the brothers. Christabella then reveals that she brought
Those statues don't look right.
That's not stone.
She is
That
now
is
in the middle of the power
wood.
struggle.
I think
While
these
at the
were real.
lighthouse, one of the friends of Pawn is
We've always heard rumors about people turning into plants and other things, but
while Troy
it's
states they
happening
did
more
not
now.
their deaths,
We
it
saw
does
another one
have
of these
consequences
corpses
for
earlier.
Pawn.
It must be happening all over. And the spirit must have sensed it. Another of those Femharel altars. This is where Taynor was headed. There's blight here. She didn't mention that.
He knew. Blight spreads fast.
Oh, not good. That relic ended up blighting Oros. Oros. He didn't make it. But it seems he managed to destroy the relic. Taynor and Gus must be out here somewhere. We'll keep looking.
When I want to invite all my friends, I get to mix people full of stuff. Watching explorers or undead friends tell her how much they enjoy their current state. However, they are strong every person she's living with. Meanwhile, in the car wreck, Kate tries to tell her brother about his affair with his girlfriend, but Clown stops him, stating that he already knows. Christabella then rips the roof off the car and asks if they can bring friends.
Darkspawn! Wait, is that... I think that's Taynor. I'm so sorry, Taynor. He didn't deserve this. One more Veil Jumper to find. The tracker, Gus. Let's hope we can still save him.
She's grabbed by a monster and disappears.
What's that there? By those bushes?
Back in Silent Hill, Christabella grows annoyed with the changes Laura made to the town.
A collar? This is... Gus. Wait, the tracker Taynor talked about was a nug. Oros's companion nug. Ugh. Let's get you home, little one.
Bella finds a monster and tries to get down. But instead of following her commands, the monster instead bites her hand, and she starts to bleed, making her realize that she is somehow alive as well. In Los Angeles, Kenneth Carter watches a stranger who's instructing his girlfriend Jessica Halpern and his dog Bear. He takes a call from John Cross, a private investigator, and tasks him with finding out who his parents are, no matter the cost. Cross then informs him of Connie's disappearance, and he hangs up. Kenneth tells Jessica about Connie. She grows extremely jealous, so jealous that her face opens up and she transforms into a monstrous creature. Meanwhile, in Silent Hill, Christabella tries to hide from the monsters in the antique shop, but instead finds a creature representing the Order, who is set at Warren's metal. While the creature threatens to kill Christabella, the girl states that they're working for the same thing.
Another one of those owl statues.
Back in Kenneth's house, the actor runs into his bathroom and watches his reflection.
Get clear!
Look at that.
To the other dimension, and Bear checks through. Before Kenneth can chase him inside, a woman named Lenora appears before him and offers to help him.
I wonder what this is about.
Good work, everyone!
The film depicts Kenneth promoting the town's Bill Connie tells Kenneth that he must stop, quote, wearing someone else's style. For showing that in his house in the real world, his new girlfriend Jessica has been murdered by a skull. Both in blood. He then tries to force Kenneth into committing murder, leading to his conviction. This crime is revealed to be Lenora, Scott. His man, Troy Abernathy, just a bitter, ignoring, and monstrous, who states that he is there to make Christabella pay for what she's done, threatening Kenneth as well. Troy explains the twisted world of Silent Hill to Kenneth, and Christabella reveals her powers, stopping Troy with some kind of attack that causes her to be inside. Despite Lenora's warning, Kenneth carries Christabella out of the theater and tries to get the saber. He's attacked by several monsters. As he becomes surrounded, he's surprised to see Ike Isaacs arrive with a gun to protect him, with his trusty canine companion, Bear. Christabella wakes up and helps Kenneth and Ike fight off the creatures. Meanwhile, back in the real world, Jessica Aldrich's body is examined, and her autopsy reveals that the axe wound in her head wasn't the cause of her death. Rather, it was placed there post-mortem. Her actual cause of death was something unexplainable. Somewhere in Silent Hill, Anya ran into the tunnel, getting found by two monstrous horses. She looks before her to stop
That did it.
Space War. Anya tries to respond, but finds that she can't swim. The Lord reveals that since a single word from the person quote saved Kenneth's soul, she's taken away the voice. It states that Anya is an empty vessel, but one that will be filled with soul. Elsewhere, Ike speaks with Kenneth and Christabella. The girl reveals that, like Troy, Ike is now dead. It simply serves her sister Laura. Ike doesn't believe this and states that he's sent to help take Kenneth to some special thing. He doesn't know what it is. See lights from a distance and head to the top investigate. She says that her parents made her son connections and no trouble with her really he estimates the investigator and coroner takes Kenneth for which is fine and expects that but the other clothes emissary and spokesperson of the local. And gives Kenneth the first they're going to Christabella back to Kenneth, or else they will fall down. Christabella throws the dagger at Lenora.
What's this?
Nails her chest. The clock then stops.
They came in for shelter and couldn't get out. The spirit probably felt their...
Lenora pulls the dagger from her chest and reveals that since she has no soul, the blade has no power on it. Christabella then runs off, and Bear follows her, leaving Connie to be Kenneth's only choice. And then picks up a nearby axe and swings it against Connie, slashing her chains, and allowing her to escape as his weapon. In the real world, a witness is by deputy media about a murder she witnessed, which she reveals was committed by none other than James Anthony. Witness claims to buy exclusive rights to her story, and she concentrates on
They're at range.
Hitting us for range.
Snipers. They're at range.
This Arabelle has seen better days.
The Dalish caravans use these to move around. I hope no one was hurt.
Simply states the act also had been killed. Lenora is then found by Whately, and it is revealed that she serves the man. She states that she'll do anything for him and their cause, but he reveals that he knows the truth. That Lenora is none other than Lauren LaRoche.
It's completely burned. That must have been a big fire. And this scorched relic, is this what started the blaze?
That spirit could have sensed what happened here.
While Kenneth speaks with his father, he reveals that he and his mother had saved him with the sole intention of making him famous so he could spread the word.
Another owl.
More and more people unite. Kenneth's mother, a monster in disguise, planned to hold an exclusive human with his father.
Watch out.
While Bella stabs Connie with a dagger, she transforms into a monster. One assumes to be the incarnation of a god, Samael, which then arrives at the battle. Lord fights the creature having Connie, and Kenneth is forced to use his axe to defend her. However, as he plants the axe in her skull, an explosion occurs, with the skull pulled inside a bag. In it, he's shocked to find Connie, still alive and well, next to him. And it finds
Another
himself
owl.
in some kind of paradise. He was never an actor, and instead he lives on another there.
Watch out.
Roy lives with many friends. Very much like he
Look at that.
while Isabella remains inside the film, he takes her place as a superhero, at least in her own reality. At some point in time, Warren and Jack Snell and his girlfriend Jill Conway are traveling by car when they make a pit stop just outside Silent Hill. They stop at Karen's barbecue, and Jill uses the restroom. As Jack watches her walk off,
All
Jack
these
lets up in
aqueducts. The ancient elves
out,
certainly knew
Jill
how
is
to
Jack's
build.
boss's wife. They never ran off together,
Let's see if we can figure this
but
out.
After they fell in love, which gave Jack the inspiration to try to be more than just a man. Jack walks into the as he walks out, he's met with a pistol to the face. Held by Dewey and O'Connor, while his brother Liam and another associate, Jimmy Shea, surround him. He tells Jack that they were sent by their boss, Ben Conway, to treat his wife, Jill. He grabs Jill and the pistol whips Jack. Suddenly a shotgun blast breaks out, and O'Connor runs to the border.
End this.
Exhausted, Ben Conway sits at his bar, concerned that he hasn't been able to get a hold of him since
Careful ahead.
but decides that there was something not right as he himself. So I think back inside of the bar, Jack finds Jill's blood-stained dress outside of the space, he recognizes it as that of Tim Delaney, a man he kills for Finn a decade prior. He kills the man again and runs off after Jill, but instead finds another woman tied up to a goose nest, surrounded by monsters. Jack sees the faces of other
A broken alluvian over there.
monsters, and he kills them to protect the woman before cutting her down.
He couldn't stop it from corrupting everything around it,
Herself as Sarah,
including himself.
explains that she was with her parents before a
I
sudden
don't like this
then she
illusion.
found herself tied up
It's wrong.
tries
If
to
it
get
wasn't
her gun
already
to protect
smashed,
herself,
I'd do
which
it
she
myself.
refuses, stating that she beats
So
dogs
many
and
dead.
animals.
So many things left behind. I wonder if we could somehow memorialize them. Let's head back to that spirit. Maybe we can ease its distress somehow.
Jack and Sarah come across her working in the hospital. Jack decides to investigate, given that Jill was wearing a nurse's uniform. When they enter, Jack hears screaming upstairs for himself, finding it filled with dead monsters and nerves. Inside, Jack finds Jack's father and calls his footsteps. In the hospital, Jill sees Sarah there. Calms down, and Sarah enters and reveals that she also sees the dead monsters as people. Sarah pulls back one of the cupboards and finds a pair of corpses with long parents. Sarah then realizes that the bodies in the room are the people Jack has killed and accuses him of killing her parents. Before he can respond to her, however, a loud siren blares, causing Jack and Jill to run to the floor. Jack then remembers the night of Sarah's parents' death. His final job for Finn was to kill also the woman. But Jack was able to kill Billy and his wife in their sleep. As he went to escape, he was spotted by Sarah, shot her in the head, killing her.
We have
Jack looks up and finds Sarah. Sarah states that both Jack and Jill have a disease, order and respectively. She states that they can make things right by curing their disease. Jill says her goodbyes to Jack and tells Sarah to cure her and the curses instead as Jill walks on.
I wonder what this is about.
Sarah then gives Jack a chance to cure himself. He instead chooses to run, finding her waiting for a medic return. Outside the hospital, Jack is met by Finn, who holds a revolver to his head. Jack reveals to Finn that his wife is dead, and Sarah then commands a pyramid head to kill the man, so he won't kill Jack first. Jack tries to run out of town, but finds his two-legged dog, the one he's forced to kill. His guilt rushes over him. Jack calls him his knees, and Sarah enters the door.
There we
He
go.
tries to apologize to the girl, but she tells him it's too late. He then realizes what he must do as he puts the gun to his own head. He then finishes his last hit job, this time on himself. Sarah is furious. With the dead man, the fog lifts and someone. Sometime later, we find prisoner Murphy Pendleton in the Ryle State Prison, where he is led by a corrupt corrections officer named George Sewell to the showers. In the showers, Murphy turns on all the water lines to steam up the security cameras before a man named Patrick Napier enters. Napier is surprised to see Murphy, as he is supposed to use the restroom. Murphy then tells Napier that he used to be maintenance because he grabs a weapon left from him and savagely assaults Napier. As he goes to deliver the final blow, we see Murphy wake up in a cell, waiting for him to finish drinking from death. Sewell is waiting at his cell door. cuffs the prisoner as he escorts him to be transferred to the Wayside Maximum Security Penitentiary.
Ready when you are.
He gets on the transport bus with the other kids.
Looks like we're doing this.
Like arriving yellow leg. Cunningham loses her footing, and Murphy can try to help her, but either way, she falls into the abyss below, leaving Murphy able to continue on. As Murphy reaches Silent Hill, he is met by Silent Hill's seemingly eternal postman, Howard Blackwood. Howard offers Murphy his help to leave the town, but as they speak, Murphy spots a creature in a wheelchair observing the deep conversation nearby the hill. When he turns back, however, the creature is gone, and the hill is fully left. Howard ignores Murphy's paranoia and tells him he would probably leave the town to get a nearby Skytram before he mysteriously vanishes, delivering his tale. As Murphy passes through the kitchen of the nearby diner, he tries to stop a gas leak. This goes awry, however, and a fire breaks out. Forcing Murphy to the fire alarm and activate the sprinkler system. As the kitchen fills with water, the walls and ceiling begin to crack away, transforming the diner into Murphy on his first trip to the other world. As he tries to escape, he comes across a void, a black hole like a vortex that begins to absorb everything around it, forcing Murphy to run through a horrible game mechanic to escape as it follows. Eventually,
I found those people. You don't have to feel this way anymore.
where he exits the diner,
So much fear before the darkness. Keep quiet. I need to go away.
I don't understand.
I think we need to soothe the spirit somehow, maybe some kind of reverent gesture?
Murphy fights off the creature and continues his search, finding a change of clothes, and in the pockets, he finds a police badge adorned with a warning label. Murphy then reaches the Skytram and rides it across the Devil's Pit Gorge to emerge on an observation deck. There, Murphy meets a depressed former tour guide named J.P. Slater, who states there's a train to a nearby cavern that can take him to the hillside area of the town. Passing through the caverns, Murphy comes across J.P. once again, now contemplating jumping off the lookout deck. J.P. was accused of causing a train crash that killed 8 children due to his drinking, and Murphy can either console or chastise him. Either way, J.P. jumps off the ledge into the gorge and is certain death. Murphy finds the train and is able to get it operational again. Other world thinks he have made his trip and wants him to attack, causing his mother to Rhea to lose his consciousness. When Murphy awakens, he learns himself having been taken the train ride, but as he goes to leave, he is stopped and survives the fall. He starts to place him under arrest and searches his person, finding the badge, and takes it off the line. She demands to know where he got this badge, but Murphy states ignorance of everything going on.
Any ideas what that does?
It's ancient Elven, I know that much. Probably tapping into the fate and drawing from it.
Emotional rage as she demands for
Whatever it is, it wasn't here before. Things like this now pop up out of nowhere.
Then takes shelter in an angry hospital.
Here goes. Dareth Shiral, Nathalan, you were fighters, scholars, explorers, friends, family, and lovers. We will remember you as you lived, and not as you died. Go in peace. Rest well.
Today is not undo a lifetime of hope. Thank you.
Yes. Your performance is every time. The PJ made body rigs, which featured requests addressed directly to Murphy. As Murphy leaves the complex, he runs into Howard again, and he gives Murphy directions to radio sleep. When Murphy gets to the station building, he finds his parole papers tacked to the door, triggering a memory of the prison. In the memory, Murphy is speaking to Sewell about some kind of offering before Officer Frank Coleridge calls Murphy over to him to his people. Coleridge warns Murphy not to work with Sewell as he's bad news, and he instead encourages Murphy to keep up his good behavior before going up before the parole board. The pair then discuss why Murphy even ended up in prison. Frank is confused as to why someone with no prior criminal record would break the law, stealing a police cruiser, and end up locked up and working with a corrupt officer. He then gives Murphy one more word of encouragement to stay on the straight and narrow and leave him in his cell. As Murphy ascends the building to reach the radio station, he has another memory of a conversation with Sue, where it is revealed that Murphy got himself arrested on this so he can be in the same jail as Patrick Baker, the man he attacked in the showers. Turns out, this opportunity for an ambush was set up by Sewell in exchange for a favor Murphy would owe him. Murphy finally reaches the DJ and asks him what the dedications mean. DJ Bobby Ricks initially acts like there's nothing amiss. He has no idea what Murphy's referring to, then lowers his voice and expresses his joy that someone finally heard his cries for help. He then tells Murphy about a boat at the marina that they can use to escape the town, but Murphy needs to find the keys. Suddenly, Cunningham bursts in with her gun drawn and tries to use her as phone. Three are attacked by monsters. Lights cut, and when they turn back on, Murphy is back in the other world, now alone. Murphy is again forced to run to the boy, and when his surroundings transform into the prison-like area, he is once again observed by the wheelchair-bound creature, the Veilguard, before he falls from the building and finds himself hanging in the clock tower and falls. Murphy then awakens on a bench back in Silent Hill, where Howard is once again. Howard gives him a letter from the St. Maria Monastery and expresses that Murphy should go there. Murphy heads to the monastery and speaks with a nun, who tells him that someone had died, and Murphy was the only family they could find. She then asks him to meet her in the morgue when he's ready. Murphy is confused to
I
find
hope
the
Taylor was
monastery
all right.
filled with
I
destroyed.
haven't seen her in
He's
days.
forced to fight through various monsters to find his way to the morgue. On the way, he's blocked by a locked door.
That's Gus. I wondered where he was. Haven't seen Oros or Taynor in a while either.
I'm sorry. Gus was the only one I could save.
Oh, creators have mercy. Poor Gus. Do you think he understands? I suppose I'll look after him now. Oros wouldn't want him to be lonely. Thank you, Rook.
Family surrounding his son Charlie's death, in which he was drowned by a child abductor, one who was later believed to be Patrick Baker, revealing Murphy's desire to kill him in prison. Murphy returns to the boy and recites the poem, but he simply ignores him. Just then, the real boogeyman appears and kills the boy. As Murphy watches the boogeyman suffocate the boy, he realizes the child is a manifestation of his own son, and he realizes that once again, he is helpless to save him. The boogeyman leaves and the door opens, allowing Murphy to rush over and mourn the boy. Just then, a girl spots him and accuses him of hurting the boy before running off. Not wanting another child to be harmed, he chases after her, and the monastery begins to transform into its otherworldly counterpart. Murphy runs from the void, as well as the boogeyman, and reaches the little girl, holding hands with the revealed. As Murphy approaches, the floor falls beneath him, and he
Lot of
awakens in
weird
the
things
foggy
lurking in
reality
the
version
forest.
of the morgue.
I got the goods to kill most all of them.
The nun removes a sheet to reveal the corpse to be the boogeyman, asking him to sign for his, quote, son's body. A confused Murphy breaks down, admitting that what he did to Napier didn't actually change anything. Murphy takes a key from a necklace on the boogeyman, and the figure grabs him before swinging his massive hammer, teleporting Murphy to the lake where the son drowned. The boogeyman emerges from the water, and the two battle, with Murphy gaining the upper hand and using the monster's own hammer to defeat him. Murphy finds himself back in the morgue. He approaches the body, finding his face,
Come back
oscillating his
anytime.
own innate ears. A manifestation of Charlie appears, who congratulates Murphy on killing the boogeyman, and Murphy concedes that it ultimately meant nothing, as it couldn't bring the son back. He then takes the key and finds that it has the word freedom written on it. reaches the marina and boards Rick's boat, using the key to start the engine. Murphy then smiles as he drives the boat into the sunrise. The fog over the town begins to lift, and the nightmare appears to be over. Until Cunningham pulls her gun and presses on the back of his neck, bringing the fog and Murphy's dread back to its former state. Cunningham demands Murphy turn the boat around and return to the town. She states the town has shown her things, and that they have to complete their unfinished business before the town will let them leave. Murphy refuses, saying that she might as well shoot him, which causes her to pull the trigger. In another flashback, we see the moment Sewell asks Murphy to repay his favor. Murphy's job is to kill someone in the showers during a riot. While Sewell doesn't explain why he wants the man dead, he does state that he, quote, deserves it. Just then, Murphy wakes up inside his prison cell with an evil man sitting outside. After the creature leaves, the cell door opens and Murphy makes his way to the showers. There, Murphy finds the crime scene evidence of the murder. He eventually finds a body bag on the ground in the showers. Murphy examines the body and it disappears, transforming the prison into the other world. Murphy runs with the boy, fights a gauntlet of enemies, and faces rooms of death traps that he must navigate. Murphy finds a room with the scales of justice, and he puts the evidence from the shower on the scale. A pair of doors open, and Murphy goes through them to find a giant version of the wheelman, which begins to attack him. Murphy is then forced to navigate the cell block area to climb various watchtowers and pull the wheelman's life support tubes, eventually killing the giant creature. Murphy finds himself back in the shower, standing over the corpse of the wheelman. Cunningham appears and holds him at gunpoint yet again, but Murphy states that he acted in self-defense, pointing at the creature's body to prove it. When he looks over, however, he sees that the corpse from the shower is actually Frank Coleridge, the friendly officer who only ever tried to help him. In another flashback, we learn that when Murphy went to the showers to repay his favor to Sewell, he was shocked and saddened to learn his target was pregnant. When Sewell arrives and reveals that Murphy is going to kill him to prevent him from snitching on Sewell's illegal conduct, Sewell then demands Murphy kill Frank, while Coleridge simply pleads for him not to. In present time, Anne tells Murphy that Frank Coleridge was her father, and the reason she became a police officer. She reveals that when Frank was attacked, he didn't die, and was left in a vegetative state bound to a wheelchair. She then begins to see Murphy as the boogeyman, and reveals that she pulled the strings to get him transferred to the prison she worked at so she could enact her revenge. She then shoots Murphy, and he awakens as the boogeyman and attacks her. After the boogeyman incapacitates Cunningham, Murphy is given the choice to either kill or spare her. He ultimately chooses to spare her, and we learn that it was Sewell who actually beat Frank to his near death before pinning it on Murphy. Back in the fog world, Anna realizes that Murphy was innocent in her father's death, and the pair share a hug, after which they find themselves back in the real world after the bus crash. Cunningham hears a call on the radio about the location of Murphy Middleton, and she simply responds that he's dead. Murphy asks her if she'll be okay, and she simply tells him that he better go before the reinforcements arrive.
Is that Christian?
Wow, thank you.
She hands him her father's badge.
I didn't recognize him because he had on the beard
She puts a gun behind her back. That while her father
He had a beard last night.
she does.
Yeah, had a beard on. You got a stubble?
He had what?
Yeah, a stubble.
He pushed up a gurney through some kind of
No.
hospital. When he's put in a room, he sees a doctor being implanted by a jumping blade. Alex breaks free of his restraints and explores the hospital, finding what appears to be his younger brother, Joshua, behind a locked cell door. Alex tries to call out for his brother, but the boy simply ignores him. Alex unlocks the door and Josh runs. As Alex follows him, the hospital transforms into the other world, and Alex is forced to fend off attacking nurse monsters. When he finds Josh again, he's behind another round door, and he asks Alex to find his toy rabbit. Alex finds the toy and retrieves it, bringing it back to his brother. Instead of taking the toy, however, the boy looks at Alex in fear and runs off. As Alex rides in an elevator to follow the boy, he hears a metal scraping.
Hilario sent
Doors are suddenly
word. He's
opened
got
by a
intel on
large
Zara.
screen.
He wants to meet up. Fancy a
This is
trip to
Alex
Treviso?
missions out of this night
So,
scene.
found
A semi-truck being driven by a former Sentinel visitor, Travis Green. Green drops on
Yeah,
Alex
well.
in the top of Shepard's plane and
Didn't
drives
like
off, leaving him give a farewell
driver's door
Alex
pocket.
explores the town and finds it to be
For
practically
me.
abandoned and covered in a heavy fog. He soon comes across another person, however, who is surprised by Judge Margaret Holloway, who tells him he should meet with her daughter, Elle, while he is home. Alex returns to his childhood home, finding a flashlight he once used.
One of these pillows smell like piss.
Alex then comes across his mother, Lillian,
Washing.
rocking in a chair and barely responsive. Alex
I
tells her
didn't say
that
the
he was
pillow,
discharged
I'm saying
from the
pillow
army
cover.
after a short stay at the hospital. His mother then reveals that Josh has gone missing and his father has gone off to look for him. In fact, that states that now everyone is gone. He looks down to see his father, Sheriff Adam Shepard's gun, in her lap. Alex takes the gun and promises to find his brother. Alex then hears something. His mother tells him it came from the basement, so he goes to investigate. In the flooded basement, Alex finds the source of the noise, the monster he's forced to fight. He then finds his father's workshop, where he recalls being scolded as a child to never enter. Alex leaves the house and enters the nearby graveyard. He fights through more monsters and travels through the tombs of the town's founding families, his own being one of them. Also in the graveyard, Alex spots somebody digging graves. When he emerges from the graveyard, he finds his old friend Elle Holloway, who's hanging missing persons posters on a communal board. While she's happy to see him again, she nonetheless chastises him for leaving for the military without ever saying goodbye. Alex asks about the files. She reveals that every day everyone's still go missing in town. Alex fears that the worst is happening to his
Childish
brother's
stuff.
family. Elle then gives Alex a walkie-talkie, and he continues on his search. Alex reaches a junkyard and meets the town mechanic, Curtis Packers. Alex gives him his father's revolver, asking him to fix it. Curtis also advises Alex to ask Mayor Barkley about Josh's whereabouts, since the mayor seems to know everyone's business. How that the mayor taking the
Yeah.
then gives Alex a handgun in exchange for a revolver as a threat. Mayor then gives about how all the blocks in the town are stopped at parts.6, before Alex heads back to the graveyard to find the mayor. When he reaches the graveyard, he finds Peter Bartlett gone. He examines the right with every tomb, which opens the book to find an old watch. Suddenly, Alex hears a bad siren, which inexplicably spawns its way back south. Alex awakens later to find himself at the entrance to the neighboring town of Seneca Hill, also covered in a thick fog. Alex examines his surroundings to find his brother.
Don't look down.
Alex finds him inside St. Much like James Sunderland, a large man-like creature.
Does it have to be your legs? Why is it always? Why are you doing with your leg then?
Find you in the lighthouse is
Almost.
Spike agrees.
The three of us on the same page. Well, isn't that something?
If by something you mean also a
Alex
nerve.
hands Sam the washing paddle, which belonged to his son Joe, who's also missing. The mayor throws it out of the ground, which looks like dirt. A giant monster that emerges from the ground, and while Sam thanks God for protection, the monster kills him in one blow. Alex is then forced to fight and eventually kill the giant beast. As it dies, it falls through a hole, and Alex passes out, falling from his well. When Alex wakes up, he is locked in a holding cell in the Shepherd's Glen police station by the town's deputy, James Wheeler. Wheeler, just as confused about what's going on in the town, lets him out of the cell and the pair explore the building to try to find another descendant of one of the founding families, Dr. Margaret Finch. The pair get separated, and Alex soon finds Elle once again, protecting her from a giant monster. The pair escape into the sewers, where Elle reveals that her own sister is one of the missing. However, Alex loses Elle in the sewers, finding only a blood trail where she once was. Alex exits the sewers and receives a call from Wheeler on his radio. The pair agree to meet at Finch's office.
Come on, Ilario need us at Cafe Pietra. It's not that far from here. We have time before he arrives. I wouldn't mind looking around a while. The markets are running. Good. I need to get some things while we're here. Treviso. Barely had time to look around when we returned from the ossuary.
This place, does it feel very different?
In some ways more than I expected, but then, perhaps it's me. Here.
A potted plant?
For Harding's garden. Spearmint is supposed to calm bad dreams. It's good in desserts, too.
So, you and Ilario are cousins?
Yes, but we're more like brothers. Katarina took us both in a long time ago now. Here's the place. Benara mentioned the famous seafood recipe she wants to make.
The demon of Virantium is grocery shopping for the team?
Have you seen what they eat? It's a miracle you didn't all starve before you hired me.
When we met, it didn't seem like Ilario and Katarina were close.
It was hard to be close to her, even for me, and I was her favorite. A good selection. Fresh fruit. Nev only eats fried fish. You'd think a detective would have discovered scurvy by now.
Is that everything on the list?
Yes, and Ilario should be here by now. Let's go before he gets himself in trouble.
There, Alex finds an elf who states that her mom is also going missing. Alex states that they'll be able to find all the missing people on a Silent Hill before the pair receive a from Peter. They all agree to take
You can't buy something for everyone but yourself. Here, this is for you.
A wyvern tooth dagger? I loved wyverns as a boy. Katarina would never let me have one of these, though.
Additionally, Alex and Elle's parents told them to never go there. Elle also reveals that her sister Nora went missing years ago as well. Unfortunately, as the boat reaches the pier, they are boarded and attacked by the local soldiers once again. They kidnap Ellen Wheeler before Alex falls into the water.
Welcome.
After he washes up
Mariana and I on the best fruit stand in
Alex
Treviso.
gets a call from Wheeler, who leads him to the overlooked penitentiary, where he's able to fight for the order to rescue Wheeler. Wheeler reveals that he brought
Whatever
all
you
this
like.
escaping a woman to solitary confinement, and the pair surmise that this must be Elle.
Cafe Pietra's just ahead.
That's where we're meeting your cousin? Why not the casino?
House Cantori has many talents. Making coffee is not one of them.
Was not Elle, but instead his mother, tied up to a large torture-rack-like device. She apologizes to Alex, telling him that she and his father could only choose one. The device begins to split her in two, and Alex pulls out his gun, deciding to either put her out of her suffering or allow her to live in her gruesome death. Either way, the person transforms into the other world, where he's able to reboot the field. They eventually find Elle's mother, Judge Mother Holloway, tied to a chair. Alex releases her, but a monster grabs her and puts her into a trap in the wall. Alex tells Margaret to escape while he saves Wheeler, and she runs off, glancing back with a sinister smirk as a door closes behind her. Alex tries to save Wheeler, but he's taken away as a giant monster.
You got a
Alex defeats
What?
him before seeing his brother.
cigarette lighter adapter for USB.
There he finds a
I
confessional.
put my input cover back, but it's
I thought you
supposed
might leave
to
me
blue
here by my
wire.
lonesome.
Which is
Please,
Where
you think I'd ever pass up Cafe
my
Pietra's
phones are
coffee?
both dead.
He explains
You
that
see,
he had never
Rook,
let the
my
boys
cousin is
do
on
something
stomach and no
to
heart.
make it, quote, easier for him.
Don't mind
But
him.
most recently,
Ilario cannot appreciate anything
Alex
but
thinks that
himself.
choice to offer this man forgiveness
They serve a
is
specialty
bullshit.
roast here. Andoral's
Alex
breath.
discovers a door behind the church's
Bitter and
organ,
sweet,
and
like a
he finds
kiss
his father,
goodbye.
Adam,
You should
tied
try
to his
it.
own torture device. Adam tells Alex that he can't save his brother, and reveals that the dog tags around his neck aren't his own, but his father's. Adam explains to his son that he wasn't injured in battle, but instead was hospitalized for mental illness after an accident that occurred the night Adam gave Chucky the family ring. Adam then opens his hand to reveal the ring, which Alex takes from him. Adam then asks Alex for forgiveness as the boogeyman suddenly appears and leaves Adam happy, killing him instantly before walking on. Alex follows the boogeyman, finding an unused hazmat suit to use in disguise. However, his disguise is soon seen through by none other than Curtis, the mechanic.
You just described my dream cup of coffee.
When Alex awakens, he finds himself strapped to a chair
So,
of
is there a reason we're not talking about Ilario's information, or what?
We're still being spied on. No, the last one just left. Couldn't take your coffee talk. So, you have something? The crows I sent after Sarah have picked up her trail. They say she's gone to Virantium.